what you were doing before Agency U.
I basically have to ask them, like, what are you looking for? I can send you a quote, just be wondering if they'll get back to me. Honestly, it gave me a lot of anxiety because I didn't feel confident going into any sort of sales calls. Since joining Agency U, literally right away, we built out my offers, and that was like a huge step for me.
Tell us like what you were doing before Agency U from like a sales perspective.
It was really sporadic, and it was kind of like a feast or famine sort of thing.
You got some deals pretty quick. Like, what's been the results?
I started the year with, in January, closing a couple of cheaper retainer clients. It led to a bunch of leads for me. It's like probably doubled my business.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube case study here with my dude, Sharon. What's up, dude?
What's up?
Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You're happy to be here. Really excited to have you share your story, get into the nitty gritty with your short time so far here in Agency U, and kind of share what you've been through, and then hopefully agencies watching get some inspiration. So why don't you just do a quick intro, where you're located, what your agency does, how long you've been doing it, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So I'm based in Southern California, Orange County to be specific. I've been here for a few years and started off sort of as just like a videographer, freelance, and now I've built myself a content agency here, and I help all sorts of business owners, realtors, interior designers, estheticians, all over the place. Just kind of grow on social media and put their stuff out there.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. What I think would be good is to go through like the 4 different pillars that we like to talk about inside of Agency U. And if people are watching this and they've consumed any of our content, they are most likely familiar with it. Let's start with offer. So share with us like your experience with offering, and maybe like what you were doing before Agency U, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll start by rewinding. So like I said before, I was sort of just doing a lot of, like, I consider myself a freelancer and videographer, and I had some consistent clients, but most of the time it would be me getting a lead or referral from someone, chat with them on the phone, and I basically have to ask them, like, hey, like, what are you looking for? Like, I can send you a quote. Like, I would hop off and send them an email with a quote and just be wondering if they'll get back to me and like the numbers I put together. And it was honestly, it gave me a lot of anxiety because I didn't feel confident going into any sort of sales calls because
Yeah.
I didn't know how to handle the situation of being uncertain about what was going to come up for what they wanted. And then since joining Agency U, literally right away, we built out my offers, and that was like a huge step for me because
Yeah.
it was a priority for me, and I'm glad it was made a priority with the program. And since then, now like I have solid offers built out, and I get people coming to me because of the work they see me doing for other people, and I'm able to say like, hey, like I'm working with them with this package, like I can do the same thing for you.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot simpler.
Yeah. Easy. So before it was just kind of like, what is it that you want? And then you would basically just kind of take the order for the client if they're like, hey, we just want like 2 videos, and then there's no like authority in the conversation. So
Yeah.
it's kind of just like guessing.
Yeah, I think it levels up my expertise too, of people having more
Yeah.
trust than me just kind of being willing to do anything.
Totally. Yeah, because you start to be seen as like the authority, like you have the mechanism that can get them the result, versus them thinking they need something, and then it's like, it's probably not what you need. What you're looking for is the result that your offer provides, and then this is the way that is proven to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Dope. So offer now, it's like tell me more about the offer. So it's like positioned, like was it the positioning? Was it like the pricing? Like what specifically has been
Yeah.
most helpful for you?
So I think I just didn't really know like what area I wanted to focus on because I was doing a lot of different stuff, and
Yeah.
now I've really dialed in my offer to be surrounding social media content, like
Mhm.
specifically monthly social media content,
Yeah.
which has been huge for my goals as a business owner now of wanting that consistency.
Hmm.
So that's pretty much what I offer now is monthly social media content.
Yeah.
And it's been huge. I've gotten a lot of success. A lot of people are interested in it, and it's been great.
Yeah. Come on. Are you doing ads as well?
I haven't really explored the ad side of thing yet. I'm working with a lot of realtors and people who aren't really interested in getting paid traffic
Yeah.
from what I've seen. So they really want to grow their personal brand through organic content,
Yeah.
and I've kind of been able to fill the void there.
Cool. Nice job. Cool, man. So offer, we always say that's like the foundation because if your offer is good, then everything else will be a lot easier because it makes it a lot easier to productize, delegate, market, sell, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So let's talk about like the sales. So tell us like what you were doing before agency you from like a sales perspective.
Yeah. I was doing a lot of outreach, which is still, it's not something I've completely stopped doing. And
Yeah.
we've talked about the momentum campaign, which is another like first step that was huge for me in getting some of my initial clients that I have now on retainer.
Yeah.
So yeah, before it was just sporadic. I'd be like, okay, if I have the time, I'll do some outreach. Like this week, I'm like, busy week. I guess I won't do outreach. Like
Hmm.
it was really sporadic, and it was kind of like a, I guess, feast or famine sort of thing where I'd have a lot of work and I wouldn't feel like I had the time to do outreach or get new leads, and then I wouldn't have the work and I'd be stressed about getting leads, which I
Yeah.
think is something a lot of people can relate to. Um,
Hmm.
so I think making that a
I mean, especially
huge
when you're doing
priority.
one-off projects, right? And
Yeah,
it's like it's
exactly.
on retainer.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
was like actually having like a framework built out for that was huge for me, and like just guidance guidance on that was also huge because I'm someone who, even though I've done quite a bit of outreach to get to the point where I was at, like I never knew exactly if I was doing stuff the right way with my messaging and stuff. And uh, Gilberto's training was really huge to go through.
Nice. Nice. Sick. Like the sales training or the outbound training or which one?
Honestly, both. I think that
Yeah.
for me, the really valuable stuff was the outbound messaging stuff and like how to
Nice.
actually have like organic conversations with people in a way that actually like maintains that conversation and gets it to go places was
Yeah.
huge.
Sick. Did you see the AI agent that we just released today?
I still need to check that out. I've been seeing you post stuff
I
about that.
just launched it like 45 minutes ago. So
Well, that'll be the next thing I check out.
taking all of Gilberto's principles into the AI agent that you can like literally chat with real time based off of
Amazing.
your clients. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm pumped. I was thinking about you and I was posting. I was like, I want to get his feedback.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So going through the stuff, working with our team, working with Gilberto on like the modules, obviously, and then Matt from like a coaching perspective, like you got some deals pretty quick. Like what's been the results, and then we'll talk about the how.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like where I started. So I started the year with in January closing a couple of cheaper retainer clients, like
Mhm.
just the same stuff I'm doing now, but at a lower price, just get the
Yeah.
momentum going for me and get some case studies. Um, and then those kind of led into more connections. Specifically, one of my clients, her content performed super well, and it led to a bunch of leads for me. And then
Nice.
since that, it's kind of just snowballed, and she's a realtor, so I've been having a ton of other realtors reach out to me and make connections that way. So, I mean,
Cool.
I think within the past month or so, I need to put a solid number on it, but it's like probably doubled my business.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
it's probably close to 10,000 a
I
month
hit my first 10K last month, so February was my first month ever crossing 10K
in retainers.
in revenue period.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But this
before
would be
that, last,
10,000 in retainers, correct?
I, I think this month will be 10,000 retainers in
Sick.
March.
Killer.
Yeah, and last
Nice.
month.
There's your yeah, killer.
Yeah.
So there's the stability from the retainer perspective, and you just gotta keep stacking on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's been a game changer for me. Just, I mean, it's changed my life to like not have that stress of having new work come in. And it
Mm.
was a goal of, I kept telling myself, it was like the whole last year, I was like, hey, next year, like I want to figure out how to get more retainer clients. And it was like my goal, but I had no idea how to get there. And
Yeah. What were
I'm
you trying before? Just like throwing out random stuff, or like what was?
like I had a decent amount of business just because I had some interior design connections and stuff
Yeah.
around here. But it would just be like whenever they had a project finishing up, they'd want content of it, and it just wasn't sustainable. And I knew I
Yeah.
wanted to go the retainer route, but I was like, people are doing this out there. I don't know how they're doing it. Like, how are they closing people on this?
Yeah.
And I'm like super grateful that that was like the priority with
Yeah.
at least my journey through the program.
Everybody's. You're
Yeah,
not alone. Literally, whatever range you are, it's always offer.
yeah.
Because, but the thing is, a lot of people aren't necessarily aware of that. But okay, so $10,000 new retainers. Like, what was the how of that? you can speak towards like the momentum campaign, like maybe specifically what you did that worked really well for you.
Yeah, the momentum campaign was definitely huge. There's obviously the outreach side of it, and then the organic posts. I think
Mhm.
both were really helpful because before I actually put those posts out, people kind of just knew me from my previous identity, and
Yeah.
it was like I don't know, it was just a change in like the content I was putting out there. Was the first time I'd ever put out content with me appearing on camera, on my social media. And I think
Yeah.
like doing that and also presenting it along with my new offer was huge. And I still have people like they come to my page and they check that out and they're like, oh, this is really cool. I want to hear more about this.
Cool.
Um, so like
What
kind of
What
just
do
like
you think specifically about the posts? Because like people could be listening to this and be like, "Oh, I just need to post more social media content." Like,
yeah,
was it the copywriting framework? Was it the GPT prompts? Like, was it like the how? And then
yeah,
also like, were you nervous to post content like that? Because it's a little bit more like direct response too.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's multiple of those things that having the actual framework built out for the copy and not having to worry about that myself. Like if I was the one who actually had to come up with the scripts for those and everything, like I probably wouldn't have done it. So just having that in the first place took away like so much of the resistance, and then also I would definitely like had some anxiety around releasing that because I just wasn't something I used to. I've overcome it now, but having Matt to like guide me through that process was massive. Absolutely. Are we back?
Yep, we're back.
Sorry, lost this for a
It's all
sec.
good.
But yeah, I was saying just like having Matt to guide me through that process was huge. He's been super helpful throughout everything, and whenever I have small questions, he'll answer them. And yeah, I think the momentum campaign was like the turning point of like, okay, I know that this is gonna work, but actually putting it into action
Yeah,
was
100%.
massive.
Yeah, dope. Okay, so offers dialed in, productized, repeatable, delegatable, scalable, marketable, sales, momentum campaign. You haven't even started running the ads, have you?
No, I honestly I've been swamped with too many new leads. I
Yeah,
haven't decided to
it's
do it.
good. It's
Yeah,
okay. That's why we do the momentum campaign. So let's talk about systems because if you're getting all these clients, the last thing you want to do is just drop the ball on the systems or like be disorganized and have a bad client experience and the client's like, I'm out. Tell me more about like maybe what you're doing before and then afterwards as well.
yeah. I mean that was a huge part of it for me. Like having going from literally having no systems in place, pretty much like no project management, nothing like that, to having access to the whole Notion framework.
Hmm.
I probably haven't even explored half of it yet because there's so much that's built out, but just even the project management stuff, having like individual client pages built out, client portals, having it just set up to work with an editor has been huge. And
Hmm.
I recently onboarded my first editor, which was a big step for me. And
Yeah,
that goes into also all of the hiring modules and everything that you guys have built out. I wouldn't have been able to do it without that.
yeah. Because what
Um,
were you doing before with like a system perspective? Like if you got like a project client, was it just like, okay, let me just email the
well,
client back and forth and
yeah.
store my notes in my notes section, or like what was the?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I guess Apple Notes was pretty much as far as the systems got for me as organizing stuff through there, and then I was doing all the work myself. So it was sort of like, okay, I had it organized on my computer, and like I was communicating with clients over email. I
Yeah,
think it worked, but it would not have been scalable to the point where I'm at now. Like
totally,
everything was way too disorganized, and also I think it's leveled up my profession, like the way clients view me as a professional to actually have
totally.
be like, hey, like here's a client portal for you. Like you can
Hmm.
view the stuff we're doing. We have it organized. Has been really big, and I've seen some of my clients really embrace that, which has been
Really
huge.
cool. Nice. It's
Yeah,
cool when they use it and it's like actually is legit.
yeah, yeah. That's been really awesome to see. But yeah, like I said, like having the stuff built out to like actually manage an editor in a really easy way has been awesome
Totally.
as well.
Because systems run the business, and then what? People
The
run the
people
systems.
run the systems. Yeah,
It's like I have that tattooed on me, so
yeah.
I
No,
should.
you're so right.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's really the transition from like freelancer to agency owners, like having all those pieces of the pie together. Okay,
Totally.
so people watching this are agency owners. like yourself, maybe they were in the same place as you, like what would you say to somebody who is considering joining an agency? Maybe they had a call with us, maybe they are watching this video and they're thinking about booking a call. Like what would you say to those people?
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I can speak from the perspective of someone who wasn't fully sure at first, because like for
Yeah.
me, I was like, am I ready to invest in myself in this way right now? And if I could have gone back, I would have told myself just do it because I
Hmm.
didn't know. And obviously, like you guys can't tell people where they're gonna be at and have them 100% know it at the start. But it I'm so glad I made that leap because it's definitely changed my life. I'm only halfway through the program and
Hmm.
it's already changed my life and like the way that I'm looking at my business, the way I get leads, the way I run my business, having a team now, and this is only
Totally.
2 months. So it's a lot of value and it's worth it and you just need to like be willing to invest in yourself and it'll pay you back.
Yeah. And take action. I mean, you took action on everything that Matt was suggesting and you're reaping the benefit.
Yeah, I think like
Right
having
there.
that mindset of like I'm gonna trust this process
Totally.
is the way to do it.
Just put the blinders on and then you literally sounds like you like copied the GPT prompts, just posted and then got the results.
Yeah,
Weird
exactly.
how that works.
Yeah.
And then it's also cool because like what you just mentioned, which I think a lot of people struggle with is like seeing their business like a business, not like just Austin. Like it's just Austin. It's like the business is just like the business, and now you can look at it more subjectively and like you know what levers to pull at what time.
Yeah.
Whether it's I need systems, I need a team, I need to work on my marketing or sales and stuff like that. It's like you have everything in place now to do that.
Yeah, totally. It's been really cool to like be able to go through those different like I guess phases of development with my business of and it's been fully guided throughout the whole process. I think that was a huge thing for me is I knew I needed to work on my business, but I
Yeah.
didn't know the order and the actual action items to take. And that was for me what ultimately made me take the leap and do that investment in myself is because I wanted guidance on that
Yeah.
and I've 100% gotten that.
Yeah, maybe hit more on that. Like what is the support like inside of Agency U? Have you ever been in another like type of course or
No,
just okay,
this
cool.
is it. So like I didn't have a point of
Your
reference.
expectations are really high now, so just FYI. Not anything else.
Of course, of course. But yeah, having like an actual a coach who is available to jump on a call with you whenever you need
Hmm.
it, or and just be there. Like I'll message with Matt at like 10 p.m. and
Hmm.
like I'll have a quick question for him. Like that's been huge, and also like I feel like there's no dumb questions. Like I can ask the questions like I wouldn't have had someone to ask to before.
Totally. Yeah.
So that was for me. Like I'm the kind of person who I'm willing to do the actions if I know what to do, but I also definitely get like analysis paralysis and
100%.
not having to deal with that has been massive for me. And
Yeah.
just I think like the velocity at which I've been able to scale.
Yeah. And just like the assurance and having actually people be available. It's not just like a bunch of recorded calls in there from like a module perspective. It's like everything is like pretty step by step. And then it's like we can actually help answer the questions that are important to you. And it's because not all agencies are the same.
Yeah,
So
100%.
cool, man. Anything else that would be helpful for agencies watching or listening to this?
I think that covers it. I think that if you're the kind of person who wants to take action towards growing your business into something that actually supports your lifestyle and your personal goals and professional goals, this is the place to be.
100%. I mean, if I just go to our wins channel, let's just take a look real quick. And I just type in Mr. Tyrone. You're popping up left and right, dude. On fire.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, good for you, man. Cool, man. Well, thanks for doing this. Thanks for sharing your story. Looking forward to what's next because you're just
Of
getting
course.
going.
Thank you, Austin. I
All right,
appreciate it.
boss.